In this quick video, you're going to learn about the power of persuasive chunking and how to use this methodology in your next presentation. This is Roberto Monaco with InfluenceOlogy. Once upon a time, I was asked to do a presentation for 60 minutes. So obviously I prepare and I arrived early that day, and I noticed that the previous speakers, they were speaking a little bit too long. Then all of a sudden, 15 minutes before my talk, the meeting organizer approached me and said, Roberto, I'm sorry, instead of 60 minutes, now we have 40 minutes because the previous speakers, they spoke too long. So I said, no problem. Now, most people would stress out about it because now they gotta revise the presentation, they gotta remove stuff out. I didn't worry about it because I use a methodology called chunking or persuasive chunks. Now, Roberto, what is a presentation chunk? It's how you organize your presentation. Basically, a chunk is like a module, and those modules can work together or they can work separately. For example, if I'm speaking for 60 minutes, I may have anywhere from 3 to 5 modules, and obviously they work together. But if someone cut my time in a presentation, like happened that day, now I just remove 1 or 2 modules, and my presentation still can be very effective. Why is that important? Well, because that way you don't lose your confidence, you don't worry about it, you don't stress out, and your presentation is still effective. Not only chunking helps you reduce your time if something happens to you, say, hey, instead of a half an hour, have 10 minutes. But also, if you're speaking for an hour and someone said, Roberto, the previous speaker is not here, can you speak for 2 hours? No problem. I just add more chunks because I have these chunks prepared. Now, Roberto, so how do you build those persuasive chunks? Now, there's 4 main components for these persuasive chunks. Get a pen and paper, write this down. Number 1, claim. Number 2, evidence. Number 3, illustration. Number 4, questions. Claim are your point of view, are your ideas that you're trying to communicate, are your statements. Right? Very simple. In any presentation, you are telling your audience your point of view, your claims, basically your statements, the things that you believe to be true. Right? Number 2, a persuasive chunk has some elements that back it up the claim. I call evidence. And there's different types of evidence. For example, you can use facts, statistics, news reports, survey results, definitions. Usually an evidence is more like a dry type of content, more logical type of content, even though a very well positioned statistics or facts can cause an emotional reaction in your audience. But usually this type of content is more dry, a little bit dry. Now, on the other hand, you have illustrations, which is the third part of our chunking. So we have the claim, our point of view, you have the evidence, what backs the claim up, and then you have illustration, which is more like an emotional type of content. I'm a big user and advocate for storytelling, as you know. So illustrations are like stories, metaphors, music, quotes, images, cartoons. And then the last piece is questions. Now, obviously, this is the science. When I build up chunks, we have 4 elements: claim, evidence, illustration, questions. Now, in some chunks, for example, I can have 2 stories. In some chunks, I can have 1 story, 1 video. In some chunks, I can have 1 fact, a survey result, and a metaphor. So that's the art. Right? In questions, when you finish up the chunk, is important because questions allow you to relate that chunk to your audience. So let me give an example here. Let's say I'm doing a claim about YouTube that is important for you to use YouTube, right? So my claim would be something like this. You can expose your message to a lot of prospective clients on YouTube and generate leads. Be my claim. Now that's my point of view, right? Now I'm gonna bring some evidence why what I'm saying is true. So then I could use some YouTube stats here. For example, I can talk about, hey, YouTube last month had more than 1 billion unique users in that site. In every single minute, there's 72 hours of content is being uploaded. So imagine that, 36 equivalent to 36 Hollywood movies. I can talk about the use of video marketing in America today. In average, a person watches 20 hours of video content online. and also in their smartphones, iPad, which is huge. So basically, I'll do back it up, right? And then I will need illustration now, because I gave my claim. I said, hey, YouTube can help you get your message from more people, generate clients. I back it up with some statistics, and then now I want to illustrate. Now, recently, one of our friends and clients, Rafael Perez, recorded a video, a rap, and the video went viral through his story. Actually, I'm going to show you a bit of a video here. So he put the video, not only, here's the break, it's a different site, but he got 23,000 views as of yesterday, and YouTube has 18,000, so more than 40,000 views, and he was in the news and the radio. Here's a little clip about his video. Now, obviously, I'll tell the story about Rafael's video, Rafael's rap, and I call him actually before I record this video to you, and he already is working with clients that saw the video and call him up. So awesome! You can check his video. Here's below the address here for YouTube. Anyway, I'll illustrate the story. Now I have what? I had a claim. I say, hey, YouTube can help you expose your message in front of my clients and generate more leads. I back it up with statistics about the usage of YouTube. I illustrate the story, and now I can wrap up with a question. How many of you would you like to have more leads? How many of you can see yourself recording a video and watch your phone ring? How many of you would you like to experience the power of YouTube? So now you record one video and blast it out, and leads are coming to you. I see now I'm relating the content to my audience. Follow me? As I mentioned to you, that is the science: claim, evidence, illustration, questions. Obviously, you can change the types of evidence you use. You can change the types of illustrations you use, and obviously the questions you use. You can combine. For example, in one chunk you can use a survey result, a metaphor, and questions. The other chunk you can use a statistics, a story, and questions. The third chunk you can use a demonstration. You can play a video, and you can ask a question. So you can play back and forth between claims, a little bit more logical content, emotional content, and questions to relate that chunk to your audience. So that's how we do it. That's how we build up persuasive chunks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, because every time you're presenting is a chance for you to impact your community, to make more money, and to sell more products and services. For more information on how we can help you, just go to InfluenceOlogy.com.